Your orange juice?
Julie thinks they're pretty neat.
Oh, don't look sad. You look cuter with a smile. Take a rest. She loves to swim.
10-year-old Judith Barsi had roles in commercials before hitting the big time, with voice acting roles in TV shows and films like Jaws: The Revenge, The Land Before Time, and All Dogs Go to Heaven. But sadly, she never got to become the huge star she was destined to be, as the little girl's life was snatched from her. According to investigators, after years of terrifying abuse, her father, Jozsef Barsi, took his daughter's life on July 25, 1988, in a double murder-suicide. After the heartbreaking tragedy, many wondered, how could a child star with such a bright future suddenly lose her life in such a horrendous way, reportedly at the hands of one of her own parents? What really happened may surprise you. Thanks for tuning in. I'm the True Crime Queen. Please make sure to like, click the notification bell, comment, share, and subscribe. Today, we'll take a look back at the life and tragic passing of Judith Barsi, a young child actress with a promising career gone way too soon. This is her story. Judith Eva Barsi was born on June 6, 1978, in Los Angeles, California, to her parents, Joseph and Maria, both from the country of Hungary. Judith would be the couple's only child together. Friends of the couple said Joseph, a plumber, met Maria at a Los Angeles restaurant, where she worked as a waitress. According to his friend and fellow plumber, Peter Kivlin, Joseph had a temper which could be set off at any time, especially when he'd had too much to drink. Joseph's criminal record consisted of being arrested 3 times for drunk driving, according to the LA Times. Despite their issues in their home life, Judith's mother immediately began training her for a Hollywood career. Judith was discovered when members of a crew shooting a commercial at an ice skating rink noticed her skating across the ice and hired her. She became successful as a commercial actress, according to her agent, Ruth Hansen, partly because she looked much younger than she was.
Have a great first date.
Big deal. So what if you can read? It doesn't mean nothing. Sure it does. It means I'm smart and you're stupid. Oh, yeah? Yeah! You're never even gonna graduate. I bet you $50 I do. Okay, sucker. What's graduate mean?
She appeared in 72 commercials and had grown into substantial roles, both on television and in the film Jaws: The Revenge. She also had parts on television shows, including Growing Pains, Cheers, and Remington Steele. In her first television appearance, Judith starred in the 1984 TV miniseries Fatal Vision, where she played the role of Kimberly McDonald, who was murdered by her father, Jeffrey, along with her pregnant mother and younger sister. Her estimated $100,000 a year income helped buy a 3-bedroom house in Los Angeles in 1985. Her agent Ruth described Judith as a bubbly, happy little girl when she was working. But her mood began to change after the filming of Jaws: The Revenge. When Judith prepared to leave Los Angeles for the Bahamas to film the movie, her father pulled a knife on her, saying, quote, "If you decide not to come back, I'll cut your throat," according to a relative. Joseph was angered by her absence at the home while she was filming the movie, according to Hansen, but he refused to buy an airline ticket to visit his daughter. A neighbor recalled hearing Judith's mother tell a story about Judith getting a brand new kite. But, she said, when she went to play with it, her father broke it into as many pieces as he could. Maria filed a police report against her husband in December 1986, accusing him of threats over the previous 5 years to kill her and of choking her and hitting her in the face, according to the LA Times. Police found no visible injuries, and Maria eventually declined to prosecute. Joseph also complained about Maria's housekeeping, showing the home to friends to allow them to see the piles of toys and clothes. Family friends of Maria and Joseph said Judith spoke about living in fear of her father, saying, quote, "I'm afraid to go home. My daddy is miserable. My daddy is drunk every day, and I know he wants to kill my mother." Judith once reportedly told a friend that her father had thrown pots and pans at her, which had made her nose bleed, according to the news website Daily News Hungary. Her distress increased, provoking her to pull out her eyelashes and her cat's whiskers, according to her agent. Neighbors, relatives, and those in the industry who knew about the threats in the Barsi household tried to help. One neighbor offered to help Maria by offering her a place to stay in her home, but she refused. Judith was scheduled to audition for an animated feature. Her agent Ruth Hansen recalled, quote, "That's when I realized how bad Judith was. She was crying hysterically. She couldn't talk." She strongly suggested to Maria to take Judith to a child psychologist in Encino. Hansen said she called after one visit and the therapist said, "Ruth, it's extremely verbal, mental, and emotional problems with this child, and I have to report it to Children's Services." A spokesperson for Children's Services said Maria told them she had a plan of action she felt safe with, and so the agency let her carry it out. That involved eventually separating from her husband. Maria's plan of action involved moving to an apartment in the Panorama City area of Los Angeles. She would spend her days there with Judith, then they would return home at night with Joseph. Ruth urged her to make a final break from her husband, but she kept hesitating, saying that she wanted to stay in the neighborhood for Judith's birthday. Then she said she didn't want to lose her home. A neighbor told the LA Times, quote, "She really loved her home and the things that Judith's career brought her. She didn't want to leave those things." One of her final roles was giving her voice to Little Dinosaur Ducky in The Land Before Time, which was released in 1988.
But I am all alone. I lost my family in the big earthshake. You want to go with me? Yeah! Oh, oh yes. I do. All right, come on.
On Monday, July 25th of the same year, Judith missed an appointment at the Hanna-Barbera Productions. Her home situation reached a fatal boiling point. Authorities say Joseph was about to make good on all the threats he made in the previous years. According to investigators, Joseph went into his daughter's bedroom while she was sleeping on her side, facing the window. He then shot her in the head. Then he shot his wife Maria in the hallway. Both were dead at the scene, according to the LA Times. Joseph wandered their family home for 2 days following the murders, according to the Daily News Hungary. A neighbor told authorities she was watering her garden when she heard a loud bang next door. She said, "I heard an explosion and I saw smoke rising from the house." Investigators say after the killings, Joseph soaked the bodies with gasoline and set them on fire before going to the garage and taking his own life. Judith's bright future and thriving career now cut devastatingly short. On July 27th, authorities discovered their bodies. It was later revealed an overburdened Los Angeles County Department of Children's Services prematurely dropped its investigations into threats of violence in the Barsi family. Department of Children's Services Director Robert L. Chaffee defended his agency's handling of the case. He said Maria wanted it closed and said, in essence, quote, "Thank you very much, I don't need you anymore," end quote. The commission also called for more county and state funds for the Department of Children's Services, disclosing that the social worker who handled the Barsi case had been assigned 67 cases, 27 more than a full caseload. Chaffee said his department's workers handle an average of 50 to 55 cases, when the norm should be 40 to 45. After reviewing confidential files of the investigation, the Commission for Children's Services recommended that the department become more sensitive to the impact of domestic violence on children and develop clear guidelines before closing an inquiry. Meanwhile, for nearly the past 2 decades, a family has been living in the same home where Judith Barsi's life was taken from her. While the family didn't know about the tragedy when they bought the house, they soon felt like they were living among a dark presence. The Bernal family is featured on an episode of the show Murder House Flip, where infamous homes are renovated. The show airs on the streaming service Quibi. In a 3-part episode of the series, the family noted that they felt cold spots in the house and claimed the garage door would open on its own. During one of the episodes, interior designers redesigned the hallway where Marie was murdered, Judith's old bedroom, and the backyard space. Judith will be remembered for her entertainment and the joy she brought to millions, despite the darkness in her own life. Her final film, All Dogs Go to Heaven, was released in 1989, over a year after her death. The ending credits song, Love Survives, was dedicated to her memory.
I wish that Daddy'd stop shouting at Mommy. And I wish Mommy and I could have dinner together every night. I wish we could all live together.
If you or someone you know is suffering from domestic violence, please call the National Domestic Violence Hotline at 1-800-799-7233. I have also provided other domestic violence resources in the description below. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe to my channel, True Crime Queen TV, and turn on post notifications. If you learned something new, be sure to hit that like button. If you'd like to see more videos like this one, comment down below. Thanks, y'all!